Well, they don't all have to be pretty. Avs win over the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-1. I have a feeling this is going to be a shorter video as just not a whole lot happened in this game. The first 6 to 7 minutes of the first period was very slow, neither team really generating any quality chances. Pittsburgh had the better of the possession, putting about 5 shots on net to just the Avs 1. From there, Pittsburgh would completely dominate the possession through the middle of the period. They would have 13 shots to just the Avs 5 at the end of the period. That possession would eventually get them a power play with 9.5 minutes left to go in the period, but a good kill by the Avs would swing the momentum back a bit and get the Avs a couple of decent chances. Then as we progress into the later stages of the period, Nathan MacKinnon would do Nathan MacKinnon things to score seemingly the first goal of the game. MacKinnon collects the puck in the neutral zone and heads towards the near side to take the blue line. Right at the blue line, he's going to just do dirty things to Chris Letang and make him look like a complete rookie. From there, he has a free lane to walk in and just slips it 5-hole for the goal. A filthy goal for MacKinnon, and that makes you feel absolutely electric as a fan watching it. That is, until they challenge it and it gets called back for being offside. Was the play offside and the correct call made? Yes. Is that rule stupid? Yes. Does that rule need to be rewritten? Yes. Do challenges need to be reworked from the ground up? Yes. The challenge system right now is just no fun for fans watching. It completely ruins the flow of the game, and it takes a lot of the excitement out of the game when you score a goal. I want to get excited when my team scores. I want to be up and cheering, but instead, far too often, I'm sitting there thinking, man, is this goal even going to count? And I understand the idea of wanting to get the call right according to the rulebook. That makes sense to me. So how I look at it is, maybe something needs to be changed about the rule. But what do I know? I'm just some bum. And so with what feels like the millionth goal taken away from the Avs, we head into intermission with a 0-0 tie. And really, when you look at a period as a whole, you gotta be pretty happy with that, given how strong Pittsburgh's possession play was for most of it. But knowing you were basically a few millimeters and a challenge away from being up 1-0 at that intermission, it doesn't feel nearly as good. The second period can be summed up entirely as the Avs failing to convert on chances. Avs get off to a good start in the period. They seem to have the legs, where Pittsburgh seemed to have overexerted themselves a bit in the first period. 3.5 minutes in, the Avs get their first power play of the game. With 48 seconds still left in that power play, they draw another penalty to get all of that time at 5-on-3. And about 3 seconds into that 5-on-3, they take a penalty of their own. So they've already thrown away the 5-on-3, but they still get a 4-on-3 opportunity. Unfortunately, they do absolutely nothing with it. I think they only attempt 2 shots, and both of them get blocked by the first defenseman out near the point. Just not pretty. The Avs also get a number of chances 5-on-5 in this period, but they seem to constantly shoot the puck directly into the goalie. Avs trade a power play and a penalty with Pittsburgh in the back half of the period, and neither team manages to score, while the Avs manage to miss on more chances, including 2 breakaways for Comfer that he cannot score on. And the score remains 0-0 heading into the third. At this point, if you ever have played Rocket League, you probably know that it's going to be some kind of dumb goal that is the difference in this game. In the third period, both teams come out and open it up a little bit, looking to generate offense on all cylinders. Then Pittsburgh starts taking over a little bit and has a couple of dominating shifts where they hold it in the Avs zone for an extended period. As with every shift before in this game, they don't manage to convert despite the good play. And then the dumb goal comes for the Avs. After taking the zone, Colin Wilson is coming up the far boards with the puck, and he's going to make a perfect pass to Phil Kessel. Phil Kessel is just going to swing wildly at the puck and knock it right up the middle of his own zone. From there, it comes right to Mark Barberio. Now, Barberio has a ton of space and time to work with here, but instead he opts to just immediately turn and fire off a slap shot into all the bodies in front. By a small miracle, it bounces perfectly off of Shahan's skate and goes top corner. 1 shot, 1 kill, or something like that, right? But hey, you know what? After MacKinnon's goal gets taken away, maybe the Avs were due for a good bounce. So now you got the 1-goal lead, and you got to gear up to play against a Pittsburgh team who's down by 1 in the third period, because you know they have the offensive ability to just unload on the Avs. But you know what? Full credit to the defense here. I wasn't a fan of running 7D in the past couple of games, but it sure seemed to work tonight. They did a really good job of limiting Pittsburgh in the offensive zone and keeping them to mostly one and done situations. And whatever they weren't covering, Bernier was holding strong behind them. Eventually, the solid defensive play springs Sven Andrighetto, and he rolls in, and while getting held by Matt Hunwick, rings off the post for the 19th of those this season. Sure would be nice to get an insurance goal on the power play every once in a while, but it doesn't happen in this one. The Avs are going to have to pull it out by playing solid defense. And you know what? That's exactly what they do. In the last 10 minutes of the game, Pittsburgh gets just 3 shots on goal. Eventually, Pittsburgh pulls the goalie in desperation, and Como ends up putting away an empty netter to ice the win for the Avalanche. Maybe. Just for fun, Landy adds on an additional post to get us to a nice round even 20 on the season. Now, of course, at this point, the Avs have given up 0 goals. So Peter McNabb decides to say that magic word that begins with an S, ends with a T. He got away with it last time for Bernier, and he managed to complete the shutout. But this time, oh no. With less than 20 seconds to go in the game, the puck is just going to get thrown out front by Pittsburgh. It's going to pinball around for a bit until it eventually comes out to Malkin. And Malkin is just going to try and throw this puck in towards the net. Unfortunately, it's going to bounce off of an Avalanche skate and directly over to Phil Kessel, who then has a wide open net to shoot at to ruin the shutout bid. You don't say shutout before the game is over. Come on now, we all know this. You gotta feel for Bernier there, as you do for any goalie who gets that close to the shutout but doesn't succeed, especially tonight when he makes a 39-save effort against the Stanley Cup defending team. Given that it is Pittsburgh, you were a little nervous with 12 seconds still left on the clock, but no fireworks in this one. It closes out Avs win 2-1. And it was nice to see a win where the goalie did a lot of the heavy lifting. It feels like it's been kind of a while since the Avs have had a win like that, even though that is kind of strange to say. This really is a big win for the Avs, as it gets them to at least 500 on this road trip, and now when they go into the second half of the back-to-back here against Washington, they're just playing with house money. That is the end of this video review. Thank you for watching. I'm Rudo3, and there can only be one from Cole Harbor.